Something I wanted to discuss with you as well, because you, like me, we both have a broad sort of understanding of
Mm.
health and different areas of nutrition as well. And
Hmm.
I've interviewed some people, some leading health leaders, who
Hmm.
have said, this one way is the best. For example,
Yeah.
don't touch any sugar, and then someone else who says, don't touch any fat or keep it low fat. Others say keep it high fat. And some say don't eat any salt. Others say you need 12 to 14 grams of salt a day. Others say you get enough salt from the air. Others say you get enough salt from your tomatoes and celery. And so there's this issue with fats versus sugars, salt versus no salt.
Mm.
And I've just from learning what you've done before and listening to your interviews and everything before, I know you've got a good broad understanding with this for this. So would you be able to share some of that and maybe shed a bit of light on that for maybe some of the viewers who have watched some of the other interviews and are maybe a little bit confused now when one health leader is saying one thing and completely opposed that another health leader saying completely the opposite. Um,
Mm.
I know it's a big question, but would you be able to maybe share
No,
some of the
no. Of course, I'm more
yeah.
than happy to address that. I think it's
Mm.
a really important issue, and it's really important not just in the area of health. It's important in life to understand that truth is always contextual.
Mhm.
Contextual means within a given context, and the world is not black and white. The world is not right or wrong. Now you can go the wrong way in that and think, oh well, there's no such thing as truth. I'll just do whatever I want. There's no such thing as right or wrong. I'll just do whatever I want. That's not accurate either. But what that means, it's like the difference between morality and situational ethics. So morality says, here's a book of rules. Here's the law. This is right. This is wrong. That's it.
Mhm.
Situational ethics says there is such a thing as right or wrong, but it's dependent on the situation. So,
Mm.
killing someone's wrong, but maybe in the context of a war or someone attacking you, it's not wrong. And
Mhm.
maybe even it's wrong then. Maybe you should let them kill you. It all depends on the situation, right? It all depends on the context. So, exactly the same thing is true in this whole health world. So, because I'm very much grounded in the Anthony Robbins kind of system, I'm always assuming that people come from a place of positive intent.
Mhm.
So if we take, say, a Douglas Graham versus a Robert Young, just as an example, you must eat only sugar versus you must never eat sugar.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at saying which is right, which is wrong, or I'm not thinking, one of them is trying to deceive us. They both come from a really good positive intent. That's
Mhm.
the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So everyone is right, but only within their given context. And
Mhm.
what they do is just selectively, like all dogmatists do, not, the people who are dogmatic, people who are fundamentalists, they just ignore every situation which doesn't fit into the context which they've decided is true.
Mhm.
So just like the two examples you gave, I would say eating a lot of sugar or carbohydrate is a bad idea if your pancreas, which in Chinese medicine we call the spleen organ system, is weak. Eating too much fat is a bad idea if your liver organ system is weak. And to throw another one on top of there, eating lots of protein is a bad idea if your kidney organ system is weak.
Mm.
So for each of them, there's a situation where it is true and there's a situation where it isn't true. So someone who eats like only fruit or only carbohydrates and thrives on it, these people aren't lying, that exists.
Yeah.
These people are going to be people who have, very strong pancreas, people
Mhm.
who have a strong spleen organ system, people who don't have that issue. People who, thrive on fat, they're going to be people who have a different organ system, right?
Yeah.
So it's really not about what is right or what is wrong. It's about what is right or what is wrong for me right now, and
Mhm.
understanding that's going to be different, not just between people, but also within situations. Like
Mhm.
for myself, I've gone from really cutting down on the fat at some point to heal the liver, and then cutting down all the carbohydrate and eating just fat,
Mhm.
while I was looking at dealing with my blood sugar. And now I'm eating more carbohydrate and a little bit more of a balance, but actually more carbohydrates than ever before. And a lot of people say to me, "Oh, what do you do? I want to eat like you." And I'm always like, unless you happen to be in the same situation as me and you're like me, let's discourage that. Let's really look at what's relevant and most optimal for you right now.
Mhm.
And to be honest, the diet of someone who is already healthy is very different from the diet for someone who's healing.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that I address, a lot of my training. Like, And I feel some people lose track of that. I mean, I absolutely love David Wolf. He's another example you gave. But I feel with him sometimes he's saying, "Oh, I do this, and I feel the best ever." And it's like, again, he's not lying. It's totally right. That's great for him. But if other people try to live on just cacao and honey, like he talks about sometimes, then they're going to suffer severely. Because they've still got stimulant sensitivities or they've still got sugar sensitivities. So it really is a matter of working out what's appropriate for you. And I guess that's the bottom line answer to this. Okay. And so if I say I've created a synthesis between different systems, it's so understanding that we're in a certain context, like if someone's kidneys are weak, then like the Robert Young system is going to be really appropriate, maybe, getting lots of alkaline foods in there. So really looking at what situation you're in and acting accordingly, rather than trying to look for a big list of rules which applies to everyone.